Good evening and welcome to Claude and the Banstas for this Arteta press conference review. Hello to everyone in the comments. Hope you're well. We've got Connor, Antonio, Jamie, George. You're taking a piss. Another Antonio. Loads of people in the chat. Thank you very much for coming over. Really appreciate it. Got the man himself, Claude. How you doing, Claude?
Yeah, I'm all right. Looking forward to tomorrow, where we cement our place at the top of the league, hopefully.
Hopefully we do, mate. Hopefully we do. I'm very confident for tomorrow. But we're going to talk about Arteta press conference. Let's get it up, Claude. I'll get it up for us. And we'll start with a couple of the comments that he's made. So here we go. The first one was... Do you want to talk about Aubameyang, what he said about Aubameyang, Claude? I think we already know.
Yeah, we already know that one. Yeah, we'll bypass that. We know about Aubameyang. It's more about what's going to happen in the transfer window and about team selection for tomorrow, really.
Yeah. Well, let's start with this one then, Claude. It's he was asked on whether we need, on offers from on whether we need to sell to bring in more players. He said, we are trying all the time to adjust the squad in the most effective way. It is clear at the moment that it has to go both ways, and in order to achieve that, we still have some time, but we are pretty clear in what we are trying to do.
Yeah. So what he's saying is that unless we unload, we can't bring in players. I would suggest to him, and I was thinking about this today, that if these players are not going to shift and they're not going to go, that we keep them out of the squad completely. Because what we'll do, we'll keep them out of the squad, and then what we do, we put the player, we get these new players in, and then if there's two or three players that we can't get rid of, or they're still here, we don't put them in the squad. Simple. Yeah. And that's the way we can do it. It's the only way we can do it. And people like Ozil, Kolasinac, Torreira, and who else is there? Who else is available for Socrates? Well, they don't get in the squad, do they? I mean, that's it. Simple. That's how you do it. And then we got balanced, then, haven't we? So there's no excuse, really, to be honest with you. And we're not going to. I mean, we've got 20 million already from the Martinez deal. We can add to that, plus the money we've already got anyway. I mean, there's no reason why we can't purchase these players.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, at least one of them.
Look, like you just said, Claude. I mean, we've got to get rid of Torreira. Torreira looks like he's on the verge of going. Apparently, Atletico Madrid are coming for him now. Apparently, Atletico Madrid have made a late bid for Torreira. So could that include Torreira in the deal for getting Partey?
Exactly. So I mean, there's no reason why we haven't got. We can say we haven't got the money. I mean, everyone's going on about pandemic and everything like that. But Spurs have just now laid out another 20-odd million on Gareth Bale, and they've just done a new stadium. So, these excuses are wearing thin for me. I mean, about global pandemic, it's a load of bullshit, to be honest with you. Liverpool have just done another deal. Done a deal with Thiago.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, I just feel now that if these players are not going to be shifted, just don't put them in the squad. That's the way around it when the squad's named.
Just quickly on the Gareth Bale one, I'm just wondering what your feelings are on it, Claude, quickly, because it's being reported that it's a 20 million loan fee for Bale to go to Tottenham for the season, right? 50-50 split on his wages. So that means 300k being paid by both clubs. Tottenham potentially spending 34 million plus on Bale for one season.
Well, yeah, but that's with the option of another season as well.
Well,
yeah, but I think he's worth it, isn't it? If he's the player that he was when he left, and it's worth the risk, and it's worth the gamble, isn't it? I mean, it's one last throw of the dice for Mourinho, isn't it? Really, on this one. So I think the other deal was a bit dodgy because there's no sell-on value with that, because they can buy, Real Madrid can just take him back at any time. So really, the other one is a glorified loan.
Yeah,
really, even though they bought him, it's a glorified loan, and this is a loan as well, really, at the moment, isn't it? Because we'll see how it goes, mate. We're not going to talk about Spurs. This is an Arsenal debate here now. Let's keep it at Arsenal. Let's keep it Arteta and Arsenal. I'm not interested in what.
No, exactly. You're right. That's fantastic words from you, Claude, and I totally agree. I couldn't care less about what Bale or Tottenham are doing.
Exactly.
One iota. Right, let's get back to what Arteta said. He said on a new deal for a new goalkeeper. He said, obviously, with the departure of Emi, which is a big loss, and someone that I think we will wish the best for, was that he got done for the football club and well as a person that he is. We have to replace him. We are looking in the market, and I think we will shortly be in a position to announce a new signing.
Yeah, all very well. If Leno turns out to be flawless this season, then he's made a decision. But if there's mistakes happening and things go wrong, then it's not a great decision. So, but I don't know. He apparently also said that, from what I hear, he said that he told Martinez that Leno was going to be his number one choice. So I'm afraid if he's there, which does to me, I thought you had to earn the shirt back. But anyway, we'll go over that. It's done. The thing is, it's done now. We move on. But of course, I'm not happy. But what can you do?
He was also asked on whether he needs one or two keepers. He put, well, depending on what is going to happen with our third goalkeeping position as well, because we had some talks about that over the past few months. So still the market is open and things can change. I mean, because obviously we've been linked with the Icelandic goalkeeper and obviously the Brentford goalkeeper.
Well, I mean, to be honest with you, I think whatever happens, I personally think we should just concentrate on getting midfielders and just keep Macy in goal, set as the number two. That's how I would look at it, because the Icelandic goalkeeper, looking at his stats, apparently they're not that great, to be honest with you. And I don't know. I just feel that we just have to hope that Leno has a good season and doesn't make too many errors and doesn't get injured, and then we'll be all right. I think that's the only thing we can pray for now. Yeah. I mean, we had two top goalkeepers. Now we've got one, but there we go.
Yeah. He was also asked on being linked to some big names in midfield, and he put, sorry, unfortunately, I cannot talk about players that are not at our club, but I appreciate the question.
Your usual drivel that comes from any manager that's at the moment he's not gonna say anything, because he's the usual thing that there are players from other clubs and they can't talk about them. That's the usual things that are going to come out. I think there are. I think we all know what these targets are. I think apparently I heard the Lyon president say that we haven't got the money to buy him. So I don't know what's happened with the aouar deal. Thomas Partey, I think they're playing. As someone said on today, he said, "Are we playing poker with this?" Because then keeping it right up until the last minute, then it puts Lyon in a possible thing, saying, "Well, hold on, if we keep it, if we don't sell now, we're going to have to, because they have to replace the guy, haven't they? They've got to get the money in to replace the guy. So it's a bit of a thing. I think, to be honest, if you want a guy and if you really want him, don't mess about. Get the guy in. Get it over the line. If you really want a guy, don't play all these stupid games, mate. It's ridiculous.
Just picking up on what you said about the Lyon manager saying that we haven't got the money to buy him and all that.
No, the president, the Lyon president.
The president, yeah. It's quite funny that, and quite ironic, because he said exactly the same thing a week, 7 days before we bought Lacazette off of them. He said exactly the same thing. Exactly the same. That's
what he's like. He'll go right till the end on the deal, so he gets his money. So I suggest we the longer we keep it, someone else could come in and pay him pay the fucking release. You've got to be careful with these deals. You can't, do we want the player? Play the release clause. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, look,
that's what it's there for. That's why a release clause is there for.
Yeah, exactly.
That's entitled. If we're not going to meet it, so what are we messing about for?
I don't know, mate. I don't know why. I've got a funny feeling. I've got a funny feeling that both are done and been done exactly the same as like aubameyang's deal.
No, well, we'll see. We'll see. I think maybe one. I don't know. I think we're going to get both. I think one will get. Will definitely one will. I think we'll get. Might get that. I'm not sure about two. But this is the thing. What we've got to realise that if we don't get these, are we gonna put 3 players with good wages out the squad if they're not going to move on, or is that going to be the excuse now that we can't get rid of these players? For me, I'd rather if they're not going to move their asses and don't want to go, just don't put them in the squad, and that's it. Simple.
Yeah.
And revise it in January.
I honestly do believe that. I think we will get these 2 players. I do believe that we will get rid of a few players just before. I think Torreira will go. I think Socrates will go. I think Kozniak will go. You still got Ozil. What's happening with him? We still got. Let's be honest. No, we all keep talking about Ozil. What about Guendouzi? We still got Guendouzi on our book. He ain't got in the squad. If he ain't going to get in the squad, let's just get rid of him.
Well, apparently he wants to keep him now, but I don't know what's going on there. If you look at Kolasinac, though, I think he's saying now that he wants to go back to Germany. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he's got on there. He wants to go. If you go to the Kolasinac thing, he's saying he wants to. But Arteta is looking to get the right price for him. But then again, we didn't pay fuck all for him. We didn't pay any money for him. So I don't know why we're messing about with that. I wouldn't even mind giving him for free because we didn't pay any money for him. I'd let him go for nothing. To me, to be honest with you, I don't know.
He's put on whether he expects Said to leave the club this window. At the moment, I'm not expecting anyone to leave very shortly. That's where I mean, look, I mean, this does piss me off. Obviously, I don't know if you see it earlier on. Even they was asking Klopp if what's his name? Who they signed? Thiago. He's at the club. You know what I mean? He's been in the dressing room with him. They're showing him around and everything like that. And they still ask Klopp if he's a Liverpool player yet. And he sat there and laughed and said, you know what I mean? Basically, I can't say anything until the deal's done. I mean, come on. I mean, what world are we living in when a player that you're just about to sign is at your club, at your stadium, and what? You're not allowed to say, well, he's here.
Yeah, that's the modern day now. And this is how it goes now, I'm afraid. They don't until it's officially announced, they won't say nothing. Yeah, Arsenal exactly behave the same way.
I'm not saying that a bad thing on Liverpool. I'm just saying, it's a bad thing all round. Do you know what I mean? We're not kids anymore. You know what I mean? Come on. We're all adults. Let's act like adults. Yes, he's here. He's just about to hopefully sign on a dotted line. When he does, we'll come back and tell you. That's all you got to say.
The problem with that, the reason they don't do that is if something goes wrong with a medical, it don't look very good, does it? So they've got to make sure the medical. Yeah, I think that what they've got to make sure the medical is all. Because I remember a few years ago when they thought they had a player, and then the medical, players failed medicals. You know what I'm saying? It's not simple. I understand where they're coming on that one, but I mean, I'm talking about the ones that they drag on for months.
Yeah,
when the deal's already been done. That's when I get fucking pissed off with. Anyway.
Yeah, I know what you're saying, mate. What else we got on here? What we can look at? He says about keepers, Mesut Ozil possible involvement. He says, I think they have all been training really, really well, and the spirit of the training ground is great, and we are happy because everyone is pushing each other. So let's try to maintain that. You can take.
Sorry, what did you say? Sorry, can you go that again?
Yeah, he said about Ozil. He said, I think they have all been training really, really well, and the spirits at the training ground is great, and we are happy because everyone is pushing each other. So let's try to maintain that. So
why does it? If he keeps saying that, every week. And why comes he doesn't put him in the squad then? Actually, what I'm trying to say, it's all. He'll say that he's really training well. He's doing this and that. He's part of my plan. He's still part of my. And then he don't put him in the squad at all. No.
Yeah, I totally agree.
I don't want to see this because all we're going to get if he's not going to sign, if he's not going to, if we have to get rid, and we're desperate to get players out, not in. I don't want to hear that Mesut Ozil's kept in the squad and keeping someone else out, and then all through that he doesn't get chosen or doesn't get picked, things like that. It's bullshit. It's a waste of a space. It's a waste of a squad space. No. Anyway, we'll carry on.
Basically, he was asked on the long-term project. Now that Aubameyang has ended his speculation on his future, he says, "Well, you can have a lot of great thoughts about the long-term in football, but the reality is that the daily decisions, results, and things that happen that are sometimes out of your control. That's what determines a lot of the future." What I find at the moment is that we are all on board from the top of the club with the ownership, with all the board, with Edu, myself, and the staff around us of what we are trying to do. We are very united, and I feel we are in a strong position to move forward in the future. But again, our demands are tomorrow and today in training, and we try to maintain and improve the team as much as we can and create a sustainable model that brings success and brings joy and happiness to our fans.
Yeah, fair enough. We'll see. Proof's in the pudding. He says he's got the backing of the board. Everyone is together. So let's hope these signings are made. And if they're not, and things don't go well for us, then he has to take responsibility as well. If he fully supports the board and everything else. Listen, I'm not going to have a go because everyone's now starting to accuse me of an agenda now. I mean, I heard a character from aftv today saying that because we criticise, we've got an agenda, which is total bullshit, absolute fucking bullshit. You know, at the end of the day, we've all got an opinion, and no one is bigger than the fucking football club, as far as I'm concerned. And if people don't like what I've got to say, too fucking bad. You don't fucking tell me. You don't tell me or anyone else how to fucking have opinions or an agenda. You're talking out your arse, mate. You're talking out your arse, and that's it. That's simple as that.
Everyone's going to have different opinions, and everyone. No, you're not going to all agree.
I don't need somebody telling me how to fucking.
You don't need to keep defending yourself.
These fans think they're big. They're big, too big. Their heads have gone too fucking big. Some of these fucking fans, their fucking heads have gone too big.
Yeah.
Anyway,
right. You need to keep defending yourself. You know what I mean? We're all different. We all got different opinions. Obviously, I'm a massive Arteta fan for been ages. You're sort of on.
Yeah, look. I want him to succeed. I want him to succeed. Yeah, and I hope he does succeed. Right, but I'm not. I will also, in my opinion, things are still need to be done. Still need to be done before it's all. I think we can't be. We jumped the gun last year with Emery, and look what happened there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
All right.
No, I totally agree with you, mate. I totally agree with you, and that's it. What else have we got here? We got anything else that's interesting on whether choosing Leno for the first? He put on whether choosing Leno as his first choice and letting Emmy leave has been the hardest decision of your managerial career so far. Well, there's been many challenges since I've joined the club. Obviously, that one was tough, but before that, as you can imagine, there were some conversations in the background about things developing in one way. So I knew what was going to happen with Emmy. I had my discussions with him, and I think we all finished in a really good terms, and we decided that Bert was going to be the starter.
Here we go. So he's actually saying he's number one. He automatically gets back the number one spot, even though you've done absolutely perfectly well. And that to me tells me, right? If you're a number two goalkeeper, right, you can forget it. You're going to be number two goalkeeper for life, because even if you come in and do excellent and do better than the other keeper, you're going to lose your place. It's all politics. It's all bullshit, and that is one thing I don't agree with. I don't agree with it. Leno should have been made to fight for the shirt. And there we go.
No, I do agree with that one, mate. I do agree with that one.
And if it's about money, we'd have got more money for Leno. So it's not about money, right? Right, it's not about money. And look, listen, we've got £20 million for the goalkeeper. I wish him well, because I think he's a top keeper, and I wish him well at Villa. Well, no, it's not his fault. It's just I think it's I've seen it all before here. I mean, it's like how can you say, if a striker scores 14, 15 goals, and suddenly some guy comes back from injury, and he's you're dropped. Well, no, hold on a minute. No, you're not. Not in my opinion. Anyway, let's go. Let's move on.
He's picked up on whether he spoke to Danny Ceballos and Eddie Nketiah about their clash in the warm-up last week. He says, well, I was surprised, first of all, because it isn't a common thing to see at the start. To be fair, I didn't like too much that image in public, but then I understood what happened, and I understood how much both of them wanted to play and their level of frustration they were managing. I really like the way things were resolved, though. First of all, between them personally, and then publicly with that picture. It was the end of the story, and now we can learn from that and move on.
It happens everywhere. If you think players don't clash, you've only got to watch that documentary, the All or Nothing. I don't want to keep going on about them down the road. That All or Nothing documentary, when it showed the Son and what's her name? Nearly really. What was it? Lloris really going in charging in the dressing room at him and really wanting to fight him. You know what I'm saying? It happens. Yeah. These things happen. It blows over. In the end, they hug each other and carry on. It happens in every dressing room. Listen, on a smaller scale, when I was with aftv, I mean, it's even then, and we're not exactly playing for big stakes, but there was fights going on in there, there was fights going on in our changing room. So it goes on everywhere, no matter what big club, small club, anywhere. That happens, and if it doesn't happen, it's like your family. In your family, you can have arguments. You can have your arguments in your family. I've loads of arguments in my family life. You know what I mean? When my mum wasn't alive, and my aunts, uncles, we used to all have our argument. It happens. These are it's like your missus. You probably. You don't tell me you're going 20. How long you been married, Terry? How long?
Oh, bloody hell! Too long to remember.
20 years. 20 years.
Yeah, 20.
Yeah. Don't tell me it's all. You never had an argument in them 20 years.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
No, exactly, mate. Exactly.
Right. Exactly. So. It's all bullshit, really, and the media, of course, made a lot of it, and that's the modern day media for you, isn't it? They'll make too much more of it than really it means. It happens everywhere, mate.
Yeah. Right. The last thing on what he said, worth picking up on. He says, on whether it shows that Arsenal are serious. He put, we had to do some structural remodelling because we couldn't maintain the size of the club, which was what's happened in the last 3 years and the coronavirus. But we cannot forget that we are Arsenal Football Club, and our history demands success and excellence. And in order to achieve that, whether it's our people, our staff, or our players, we have to maintain the quality as high as possible in order to maintain the best possible chance to be successful.
Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. There's a bit about Wiltshire as well there, isn't there, about Jack?
Yeah. It was waffling on a little bit when I was reading it, to be honest, about Jack. Where's it gone? On Jack Wilshere not featuring for West Ham this weekend. Sad, it's a big shame. First of all, for Jack, who is a person I was going to say as a kid, because he was a kid when I played with him, but he is such a special character with such talent, ability and personality on the pitch. He could have achieved much more, but injuries have been really rough on him. He's shown time and time again after, it doesn't matter how bad those look, he always finds himself a position to get back, and hopefully he can do that again. I think not just me, but everyone else here wishes him all the best. I hope he can come back. He's done it many, many times. I hope he can maintain that mental strength and the willingness to still be as good as he can, because he deserves that.
Yeah, very. It's got a great talent, and it's sad that all them injuries have really damaged him and Diaby as well. When he had that Sunderland guy done him, never was the same again. It's sad. The two players that could have been really great at the top of the game, you know what I mean? But injury, but no doubt in his ability as a footballer. God, I'll never forget that night against Barcelona when he was absolutely outstanding and just run the show, and the age, and at a very, very young age as well. So it is sad, but life, as you say, what can you do? That's football, isn't it?
Exactly, mate. Right, let's quickly move on to the game tomorrow night. Really excited for it, Claude. I'm going to get your team up for what you think will be planned tomorrow. Here we go. And talk us through it, Claude.
We just won so well. You just cannot change it, can you? I know people say, well, brings the only thing I might have brought back Ceballos, but when you've won that comfortably and done so well, it's very hard just to go and change it. So I'll just keep it again for one game, see how they get on. Still got good options. Remember, they've got options like Pepe and Ceballos on the bench. I think Luiz is back in full training, so I think it's a bit early to come back. Not that I would bring him back straight away, because I think the three there at the back would done really well. Yeah, same. I think the same team, same. See how they get on tomorrow. See how William does on his home debut. Tomorrow night. That's 8 o'clock tomorrow night. Is it 8 o'clock kickoff tomorrow?
8 o'clock tomorrow. Yep, 8 o'clock tomorrow. Exactly.
Yeah, so we'll see. I think you'll keep. Oh, would you change it, Terry?
Yeah, I've got my team here. This is what I would go with tomorrow. And I think if we did play this team, I think he'd go out and absolutely annihilate West Ham, make a statement for going into the game, because our next game after that is Liverpool, isn't it?
So you'd keep the same team then?
No. This is my team. I'd go for the back four. Which would include Tierney, Gabriel. I'll bring Saliba in and put Maitland-Niles at right back. I'll play Xhaka and Ceballos in the middle of the park. I'll play William in a diamond shape with aubameyang and Pepe in front of them, and Lacazette up front. I'd go proper, really, really attacking and actually go for it. That's what I would.
So who would you? Pepe, you said William Pepe. So who would drop out then? Hold on, who's going to drop out of this?
Obviously the Holding.
Holding, yeah, and no for Pepe
and El Nini.
Oh yeah. I see what you mean. Yeah.
I've gone with a back four, so it'll make it a lot more attacking. I think like I said, I think if he went with something like this, especially at home, I know we haven't got the fans there, it don't really make no difference, but playing in our own stadium with that attacking lineup, I think we're.
Yeah. So you drop Bellerin as well, then, yeah?
Yeah, I dropped Bellerin and all. Yep. As I said to you, I think that is our back four going forward for the next few years at least.
Yeah.
Five.
I just feel at the moment he's so stuck on this three. I'm not sure whether he will play four, but interesting. Yeah, because it's at home as well, isn't it? So not that it makes much because there's no crowd there.
Just looking at that, yeah. I mean, obviously, I would personally, if we do, obviously, don't forget, if we do buy these two midfielders, right? Obviously, you look at, I mean, take Xhaka out of the equation because that's what I would do personally. And then you've got Aouar and Partey to come in here. So you're now struggling to pick the best 11. I mean, who would your best 11? Say we had them two players. What would you'd have to. Do you know what I mean? So
I mean, even Saka can't get in at the moment, even now.
Yeah.
So it's interesting. We have got good options now. We have got a lot of options.
Yeah.
It's a bit of a selection headache now. He's got really. Yeah, but with William, Pepe, all these players. Yeah, I agree. I'm not sure whether he'll play a 4 tomorrow. I will see. I think he's so stuck now on this 3-4-3. Well, we'll see.
I mean, going forward, Claude. Like for the
it's Saliba. Is he fit, Saliba?
Well, I mean, he played in the last match, didn't he? So, and he was on the bench. So, if you're on the bench, as far as I've always said, Claude, if you're on the bench, you're fit enough to play. Because if someone gets injured in the first 5 minutes, you've got to come on. So he's got to be fit enough to come on.
No, Saliba wasn't even in the squad, was he? Last week.
Well, I thought he was in. Yeah, he was on the bench with Eddie and Nketiah, and him had a little thingy up, didn't they?
No, it was Nketiah and ceballos that were.
Yeah.
Not Saliba. I'm sure Saliba wasn't.
I'm sorry, Saliba weren't in the squad, no. But
that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Is he fit?
Well, someone just said, Martin has just said that Saliba plays for the under-23s tonight.
Well, here we go. So he won't be playing in that, will he?
No. Well, if he ain't in there, then I'd put Old in there, obviously.
That's a strange one, isn't it? It's playing for the under-23s. I'd have thought he'd be in the first team squad if he's fit.
Maybe he got a little knock and he needs a bit of a couple of game time to get him up to speed. I don't know. That's what I'm saying. We don't really know. But it is strange why he hasn't come straight in.
Oh, so the under-23s are playing tonight, are they? Oh,
yeah, well, that's what Martin just said, yeah. That's what Martin just said.
Okay. All right, then. That's how I'd leave it. I'll leave it. I mean, we've got two different teams out there. I might ask Diesel later on in the members stream what he thinks, and can tell everyone about the members stream.
Yeah, we've got our member stream coming up at 8 o'clock tonight. If you want to be a part of that,
sorry, Tel. I missed that because my thing's gone. So about the member stream, mate.
Yeah, we've got our member stream on 8 p.m. tonight. If you want to be a part of that, where you can come on the screen with Claude and Diesel. Myself, I won't be there tonight, but Diesel and Claude will be there. You can join in, ask your questions, join in with the debates and let us know your thoughts on the team, Arteta going forward. So that's 8 o'clock tonight.
My old friend Connor be watching QPR tonight. I think they're playing tonight, QPR. On the TV.
Well, good luck to QPR, Connor. Good luck to them, mate. I hope they do well. Liam saying it's first is Brighton under-23s tonight, Claude.
Is that the Emirates or up there?
I don't know, but he's got first is Brighton. But yeah, so if anyone would like to join the members, member for the YouTube, just go over to our YouTube channel and subscribe. You can subscribe for as little as $1.99 a month, which is less than an Happy Meal, or you can become a gold member and really help us out. And that's for less than a Big Mac meal a month, $8.99. So please, if you want to be a part of that, or you want to help us grow, then go over to our YouTube channel and do that. And if not, you'll see Claude and Diesel tonight, and then you'll see Claude and Diesel again for the big match, Arsenal versus West Ham. What time are you going live tomorrow, Claude?
We'll be going on about 7:30, I think, 7:30.
7:30 with the team lineup news, quick discussion on the team lineup, and then getting all your thoughts before the game and your.
I might be doing one of the 3. Is it Man United 3:00?
Yeah,
I
Man
might
United.
be doing that as well.
Yeah. So yeah, look at the best way that you can find out is put your notification bell on the YouTube channel, and as soon as we advertise anything, you will get noticed straight away that we're going to be going live. So I just want to say thank you very much for coming over and watching us. Claude, any last words?
When you're waiting for a birdie, I'll ask you for a thumbnail.
Just as I'm doing it, you muck me up, mate, wouldn't you? You muck me up. That's what you do. Yeah, but please, yeah. I've gone for, just quickly, what I do is I read out our predictions for last night. What we've done last night. Glenn went for 3-0. Diesel's gone for 3-0. Claude's gone for 2-0. And I've gone for 4-0 against West Ham. So we all think we're going to keep a clean sheet. Avi, yes, we will be doing a watch along for Chelsea and Liverpool. I know Claude will definitely be there. I'm hoping to be there if I get back in time. So, apart from that, Claude, anything else?
No, just see hopefully see all your members tonight at 8:00. That's it. So I have a bit something to eat now, and then see you all at 8:00.
Brilliant.
Take care.
Thank you very much.
And don't forget tomorrow, big day tomorrow.
Big game, top of the league. Come on, trust the process. You know it. You know it.